Brentford didn't take the knee from February onwards in the Championship last season, but they are falling in line with the Premier League edict, and great applause for the gesture on the issue that still remains. And we're underway at the start of the 30th Premier League season. It's flown by. Here's an early touch for Balogun and for Pepe and for Lokonga making his debut. Arsenal, incidentally, in their third choice shirts and shorts, but because of a clash with Brentford socks, the red socks that are a bit of a make up the rest of the kit. It's not normally the design. It's a combination of Arsenal and the kit manufacturers who have brought them here. They obviously couldn't play in red and white against the red and white stripes of their opponents. And Brentford have their first Premier League corner to defend. And it goes short. Here's Tierney. Arsenal to wait till late in the day to be able to name their starting lineup here. Checks on illnesses. And a nice comfortable first save for Maguire from Kieran Tierney.
Decent little start from Arsenal. They got the kick-off and they went long with it. Trying to put Brentford under a little bit of pressure. This first few minutes in the Premier League, got a corner from it. Just a little bit of relief around the stadium when that shot from Kieran Tierney just landed in David Raya's arms.
I thought, Jamie, you summed it up perfectly down on the touchline when you said, although Arsenal have won their last 5 games, it doesn't feel like that. We've had a good season in terms of away results last time, 33 away points to only 28 at home. But of course the whole campaign was dominated by away wins for the first time in English football history in the top flight. More away wins than home ones. Obviously the absence of crowds are probably not just a big factor, the only factor for that. We expect that to change this season. Well, there's the need to improve at home and continue away.
Well, a lot of teams were in that situation last season. It'll be interesting to see if that changes. I'm sure it will. Just have to hear the noise inside here, and that tells you why.
Towards Tony. Very pleased to have Rico Henry back to provide the attacking emphasis. Thomas Frank saying, look, you can play more defensive players as your wing-backs, but it's not the way I want to go here. And Canos in particular, who's just being passed around there, is very much part of the attacking setup for Brentford. And Michael Oliver was in the European Championship action, of course, as was Norgard, who made the foul there for Denmark. And Arsenal have started reasonably comfortably in these early minutes to try and stop Brentford getting out ahead of steam, which they're quite capable of doing. Tony Dennis trying to run beyond him. Xhaka.
That man Xhaka there. We spoke about him before the game. Mikel Arteta back with the captain's armband. A really good tournament in the summer. So could maybe going. Jose Mourinho was desperate for him.
Well, not that desperate, I understand, because the fee offered was not anywhere near Arsenal's valuation of the player. And he had a good European champion as well with Switzerland. Xhaka. Here's Tierney, who was also involved with Scotland, of course. Certainly part of the youthful setup, although he's a senior member of the young brigade now. Mikel Arteta, I think, inwardly delighted. Of course, the circumstances have not been to his liking, the way that the team selections has rather been forced upon him by illness, but a great believer in the youth coming through the ranks. Solid header by Ben White, who was a Premier League player last season with Brighton and Hove Albion, and a very consistent one. Seeing plenty of Ivan Toney, they were together at Peterborough United. It seemed a long time ago for the two of them now playing at this level.
A little bit frantic from Brentford, as you'd expect in these early stages. New to the Premier League, a lot of nervous energy in there. Maybe just want to try and make a few more passes, maybe push Arsenal back to the edge of their own box. Arsenal have settled quite well in his first few minutes. Plenty of Premier League experience.
White. Looking for Balogun, who was actually born in the United States. Came to England as a toddler and playing his youth representative football for England setup. And he couldn't face a club with a greater sense of top-flight experience than Arsenal, who've been ever present at this level, way before the Premier League, for over 100 years now.
You mentioned to the Brentford manager before the game, would you really try and go after Arsenal on goal kicks? They had problems there last season, also problems in pre-season. See, they're primed and ready there to go. Probably a good decision that from the goalkeeper, certainly in these early stages.
Martinelli going for it. He didn't play in the final of the Olympics, but played a part in the semi-final, scoring in the penalty shootout. He's brought a gold medal back from Japan to North London with him.
Well, there we go.
There's the press again. Lamari given a problem and not happy with his goalkeeper. That's what Thomas Frank had spotted and was prepared to talk about setting about Arsenal right from the front.
Well, that came from a central midfield player pressing the centre-back. That shows the intent when they get the opportunity to press. You see how up that crowd got then. They're used to seeing that.
He's fitted in very quickly, Frank Onyeka. Scored in the game here last weekend when they came from behind to beat Valencia. Brought with him a nickname, Frank the Tank. On. Deals with it. Hurried again. Cool work, really. And here's Emile Smith-Rowe on with a new contract, on with a more prestigious number. He's moved up from 32 to 10. Pepe. Back from Smith-Rowe again. Goalkeeper comes and really asserted himself. There was a time that Arsenal were looking, a time not long ago, and Arsenal were scouting David Raya to maybe join their goalkeeping contingent. Xhaka. Now White. Not quite the same without David Luiz, but maybe a greater sense of composure. Lokonga. Stay and play it with Tierney. Really is amazing that this fixture came out of the Premier League computer to reflect the very last Arsenal played a league game away at Brentford, and the last relegation game for the Bees in 1947. They started that season with a win, 2-0 at Everton, and one of the scorers, George Wilkins, became the father of 4 famous footballing sons, the most famous of which, of course, Ray, much missed by us all. Norgard. Here goes Henrik. That's nicely worked by Brentford here. And the looping header just drops over the top.
Well, that's the first time this crowd's got up for Brentford actually playing forward and getting numbers in the box. A couple of times they have done us from pressing situations. When he gets to the byline, it's a slight deflection off Ben White. Always going to be difficult from there. Onyeka.
But he's box to box, Onyeka. And of course, Brentford do have this remarkable recruitment policy with a strong statistical base. And they have polished up the two Rocker Diamonds. They might be in here, and what a strike! The closest that Brentford have come so far. And Vermo connected well from an improbable angle.
Yeah, it was a good combination between the front two. Tony and Buemo there, just on the turn. It didn't look great there. Mari was never getting back, never getting there. It's a really tight angle. The goalkeeper had it covered.
Canos actually went out off the Brentford man. And Burmo, the one left from their famous BMW front line. Side Benrahma, Ollie Watkins. Moved on to the Premier League, and part of a number of players who've left this football club and made their mark at the top level, but now the ones they've left behind and their friends have joined them and determined to make the most of this opportunity. He's been in the thick of the action already.
I just felt like it was a coming together, trying to drive through midfield, a counter-attacking situation on.
Former manager of Brentford, Dean Smith, now of course with Aston Villa here on a scouting mission. I'm sure he'd probably like to have been here on a sentimental journey. But in a couple of weeks, it is Villa against Brentford.
And next to him is Neil Cutler, goalkeeping coach. It's a little show with me. Good size then.
And Craig Shakespeare as well from the coaching staff. Well-timed run by Smith Rowe. Balogun. And suddenly Arsenal sprung forward. More and more Premier League football is a counter-attacking game, and they found the momentum here.
Yeah, Emile Smith Rowe 2 or 3 times just found himself between the lines. Good interplay, doesn't quite just pull it off. Combination with the striker. He's in that central role. Emile Smith Rowe got fouled very early on in that position as well. Another time last season he was playing from the left, coming inside, but we're sure he wants to play centrally.
Chambers going towards the near post, in towards Raya, who came through the pack. Really good contact on it.
He does that so well, Martin, so often in that position at the near post for Brentford. Just clears the danger from there. Not just a goal scorer.
A lot of games. And there's only one team that's played more, and that's Southend United, and they're not in the Football League this season, or the Premier League, of course. So Brentford will go to the very top of that list. Pepe, Lokonga. Tierney. Sambi Lokonga again. Xhaka and Tierney to open up the right-hand side of Brentford's defending, as Valencia did to get their goal here last weekend. Ramos and Aya between them were responsible. Tierney. Sure Mikel Arteta would have noted that. White. Smith Rowe. Pepe had a wonderful finish to last season. 5 goals in the last 3 matches in the Premier League for Arsenal. From above Aubameyang and only 1 behind Lacazette in the scoring charts for the season. Here's Tierney. Well cleared by Janssen, the former Leeds man.
Getting a few nice touches. Emile Smith Rowe, he really is getting involved in the game. That's one of the reasons why you see that stat. A lot of Brentford's early promise has come from trying to press Arsenal, put them under pressure. Very little possession, pushing Arsenal back. The manager mentioned before the game, you have to be adaptable in this league. You won't always be in total control, maybe like they were in the Championship at times.
Tierney again in a good crossing position, not closed down. Oliver in the end was pointed for the goal kick, with a chance of handball.
Just whips that in there, Kieran Tierney, not quite too sure about what that. There she comes flying across. Just clips Pepe on the hand. We now know there's a slight rule change this season. Handball, maybe assist before the guy who puts it in. It will now be allowed, but as I said, the arm there was too far away from the body. For Oliver had to blow up.
Well, Mike Riley has made it clear 3 ways of handball. You can take it on board: deliberate handball, handball in scoring a goal, whether it's a deliberate or not deliberate, but not in, as Jamie quite rightly says, in the assisting of. And if you make the body bigger than its natural shape. So if you're jumping for the ball, remember the Eric Dyer penalty that was given last season, that would not be a penalty this season because the jump would be regarded as a natural elevation.
Well, I applaud Mike Riley, I really do. Sit down, admit, hold your hands up. We've made mistakes in how we've gone about VAR.
He held his hands up, but was he penalised for it? Yeah, I know what you mean, and it's good to admit that the...
But I think the 3 or 4 areas, Martin, that really annoyed football fans and players, and I think referees have been totally honest as well. Where those really tight offsides, really soft penalties.
A record number of Premier League penalties last season. That was in Burma. And Tony as well is more likely to win it in the air. Canos.
Just interesting watching Brentford here. You see Christoph Aya, big signing from Celtic. When they're defending, he's the right-sided centre-back, but when they're in possession, he actually goes to right-back, becomes more like a back 4, and you can tell that by the fact he's actually taking the throw-ins. Sergio Canas then almost becomes a right winger.
Against Martinelli in the challenge as well. Bono trying to put up a chance, and again.
He should have put it in earlier when he got the chance. He was just there and he just hesitated on that right foot.
Clearance by Lokonga. Arsenal played what was called the Mind Series, a mental health charity sponsoring the tournament between Arsenal, Spurs and Chelsea. Arsenal lost both their games. The game at White Hart Lane White Hart Lane, it is at White Hart Lane, but the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Conga played in the game from the start and did enough to be picked tonight. He's not one who's benefited from many of the illnesses in the camp. He's got the nod over El Neni. Here's Tony. There's a corner. And one reason why Brentford do divvy up a lot of goals for Ivan Toney is they do get the ball in the box from set plays and from wide areas in open play.
Well, we highlighted this before the game. Maybe something, if you haven't seen Brentford before, how they set up with the corners, all 10 players almost in the box. And that's the way they set up, 5 just outside the box and 5 in the box.
Well, someone's come out to mark Tony. It looks like Pepe maybe, who's got the job, not the best equipped for it. Ball attacked by Pablo Mari. That's a very good defensive header to deal with the danger. Took responsibility on, made the ball his.
It was really interesting. It was Rico Henry who played the ball back.
Bomo. Here comes Canos. Oh! Brentford are off and running. Canos. Canos can for sure in the Premier League. It flew in.
Oh, this place is bouncing. How good it is to have crowds back. With that noise, that reaction. Xhaka does so well. You think they're going to score off the first cross, Brentford. But Sergio Canos on the opposite side. He just takes it so early, the goalkeeper's not ready. You look at the defending, Callum Chambers. Can he get tighter? He gets out and he's late to get out. He just backs off and he hits it so early, he can't react through those legs. Just comes on that right foot and it goes through. And the power on the shot just beats the goalkeeper at that near post. Maybe not too much he can do about that.
Goal stands. And the player with a few minutes Premier League experience for your old club, Liverpool, Sergi Canos. His first Premier League start, very much his first Premier League goal. And Brentford are buzzing. I just wondered when Callum Chambers was clearing it whether the ball had gone actually out of play.
Well, there's no doubt it was very tight.
Yeah.
The fact that it was Callum Chambers clearing it meant he couldn't actually then get out quick enough and get tight enough to Sergio Canos. He just took it so early.
Canos on that side of the pitch because he'd taken the earlier corner. Here he is as the right wing back. He's stepped in again. And Bomo's on the move. Pablo Mari was able to tidy it up that time. So
you mentioned he was on that side, Martin, because of the actual corner kick. He actually played there quite a bit for Brighton. Left wing back, he played there actually in the playoff final, so he's used to being in those positions, putting inside on that right foot. And just how early he took the shot. Interesting to see if the goalkeeper, but certainly what his view was.
There's the man of the moment. Didn't you see much of him when he was a youngster at Liverpool?
No, not too much. As I said, I think he came on at West Brom a few years ago, but that happens with lots of young players at the real top clubs. Difficult to come through, but the delighted to see them then go and make a name for themselves, a career for themselves somewhere else.
And it's typical of the modus operandi for Brentford to have somebody who was progressing at another club. This was the one that has caught my eye, really.
It's very difficult. I mean, you see how tight it is.
No, I can't see like that.
I mean, you can't see that. Really tight, and Callum Chambers makes the clearance. But you see, not too much you can see there, the goalkeeper. Just the pace beats him at the near post. We always talk about goalkeepers should never be beaten at that near post, but I think there's times when it is really difficult for them. When someone takes a shot so early, goes through the legs of a defender, makes it really difficult.
Kenny's throw. The scorer of the first Premier League goal for Brentford, of course, the first Premier League goal of the new season.
Yeah, it actually comes from the corner initially. You never actually fully clear it. Arsenal get themselves out. So they almost scored there. You see how tight it is on that byline with Callum Chambers, but then he can't get out quick enough. Can he get tighter? And that shot just takes it so early. Fantastic power on it from Canos, and accuracy just inside that near post. And you see the reaction from those supporters. Oh, we've missed that.
Is a very important midfield player. Had some good work on the far side. German. Ben White's defences have been breached. And Arsenal fans wondering whether there's going to be more angst than joy for Arteta's Arsenal this season. Just got a glimpse of Mike Dean, who's officially the fourth official tonight. But last weekend was the emergency fourth official. He went to watch his favourite team, Tranmere Rovers. One of the designated match officials got injured. Somehow he had his refereeing gear with him in the car, went to the car park and saw out the rest of the game. And I'm sure very impartially too. Onyeka, Canas. Onyeka, Canas tries again. Can't keep this one down. What a lively beginning from him.
Really, I've just had that buzz of energy right now. Just got that goal. Huge feeling for him, not just the club. First goal in the Premier League. Look at those four players from Brentford really pushing on Arsenal. Arsenal haven't gone short with a goal kick yet.
I just wonder how it's been in this part of London, Jamie, for Brentford fans, because they've had some sadness to deal with as well. And with 28 minutes gone, a tribute here to Rob Rowan, who was one of the men behind this project, but was not around to see the fruition of it. Passed away at the tender age of just 28 from a heart attack. Much loved here, and the tribute is really heartfelt. Remembering Robert Rowan. Pepe. Passed all the way by Rico Henry.
Just got to try and get a bit of composure back in the play, I think, Arsenal now, on the back of that goal. The atmosphere in here. Just re-energise Brentford if they needed any. As I said, you hear that noise now. Maybe someone like Shaka in midfield, just to make some passes. Get Emile Smith-Rowe getting back on the ball, making touches.
Really got the acoustics right, haven't they? And the 17,000 sounding like 70,000. Followed by Here goes Mboma. get it onto his left foot. And now onto his right, and he's dragged it wide. Good chance. It's already hit the frame of the goal.
Oh, what skill by that man. And Bermo, when he was running at Ben White, he was thinking, come on, what have you got, Ben White? He makes a poor mistake, really. There, it's too easy when he goes past him the second time. I thought he'd initially dealt with it.
While you're watching this, Brentford are pressing Arsenal right at the back. The Gunners have got out of a pretty tight spot. And they got away with one there because it was a really good opportunity for Brentford to go 2 in front.
So did we.
Yeah, but here's Xhaka, and here's Tierney. It's a goal kick.
Just like it was going to open up, you just think he's going to make it 1-1. Lots of bodies in the box, we just see that space there as he takes it. Oh, how well does he coming across, just making that touch. Rico Henry just gets a little touch on the ball, then follows through on Balogun.
Are you suggesting it should be a penalty?
First game this season, can I have to pass on that one?
Fair enough. Apologies for putting you in the situation. Tidied up by Pablo Mari. He's got the nod over Rob Holding. It's a new boy Ben White tonight. Balogun. Here's Tony. He's a very confident young man. Janelt. Janssen. Ayer. Past the half-hour mark at the Community Stadium. Falling. Arsenal falling here on Friday the 13th. Pinnock. A deep ball here. The new boys. Breathing space, Brentford as well as encourage the supporters even more. Martinelli's done well for Arsenal here, and he could have played Balogun in early. The safer pass to Pepe. His signature tune really has come from the right-hand side onto his left foot, but Arteta and Steve Ram behind him. He can do much better than that.
There's been a lack of quality from Arsenal when they've got to the final third. We saw early on how much possession they had. But Martinelli just thinking he'd get that pass off a little bit earlier. Balogun looked like he'd be through on goal. We talk about the quality of Pepe then. Yes, he ended the season really well. But we haven't seen anywhere near enough considering the price tag he come in for. And that has been one of the stories of why Arsenal are where they are as a club right now. Recruitment.
That was Tony bringing the ball down beautifully and expecting Henry to be on the gallop outside him. We've had to live in the shadow here on this side of London of Chelsea, of course, and to some extent Queen's Park Rangers and Fulham, all pretty near neighbours, all had a go at the Premier League, but it's Brentford's turn now. Disarm Pepe and then gives away the free kick. He's a very important player. He's the senior attacker without Lacazette and Aubameyang. Balogun playing in the Premier League for the first time. Martinelli just back from Japan.
As I said earlier, Martin, he has to do more. He's had spells at different times when he's looked like there may be a player in there, but I said so often in these last few years, Arsenal have been let down by players who they brought in.
Tony, the aggressor this time. One assumes, Jamie, that Arsenal are looking to strengthen the attacking side of their squad. There's been talk about Chelsea's Tammy Abraham. At this stage of the transfer window, there's a lot more gossip than actuality.
There's been a lot of that from Arsenal tonight. That little passage you play we saw there, lots of 10-yard passes, neat and tidy. When it actually comes to making that decisive pass or a pass in that final third, just haven't been able to get it off.
Tierney. He's offered a typical periods of aggressive movement into the attacking third from left back, and more economical from Callum Chambers. Hector Bellerin is still with Arsenal. Another one, Mike Xhaka, really, who seemed to be heading towards the exit door at the Emirates. And they're pressing again. Reynolds, having been part of the surge forward of those in red and white stripes, and just flicked it without being quite aware where his colleagues were.
You lucky man, Granit Xhaka did not have a clue the press was coming in from behind him. Very fortunate to get away with that one, Arsenal.
Here's Tierney, trying to give them lift off from the left. Eight minutes to go to half-time. Balogun. Quick reminder of what else we've got for you over this first Premier League week. And Norwich back in the Premier League, of course, against Liverpool. Remember, they started when they were promoted before at Anfield, and it was a pretty sanitary experience. Newcastle against West Ham, who've got Europa League to fit into their schedule as well after an excellent season last season. And then, how could this happen? We thought Brentford v Arsenal was a surprise choice after the historical moment 74 years ago. Now we've got Harry Kane, still a Spurs player, but is he going to Manchester City? And Gareth Southgate won't mind who he plays for as long as he plays. Steve Holland closer to the camera. Bukayo Saka, who got that wonderful reception at Tottenham last Sunday from the Spurs fans. There wasn't an Arsenal fan in the ground, certainly not officially. And great respect paid to Bukayo Saka for his contribution for England, also for what he had to suffer after missing that penalty. It was a lovely touch, classy from Tottenham fans. Onyeka. Forced forward by the Norwegian Aya. Jamie, I guess you're not too surprised by what you've seen from Brentford so far.
No, when you're describing Brentford, I was asking people about them. I know one of the supporters who actually works at Sky. He said, describe Brentford for me. He said pressing and passing. And that's what we've seen a lot. See them on the ball now. If you look at the most strangest when Arsenal have got the ball.
In by Henry. Pressing, passing and passion from the fans. There they go again. All three of those qualities. I
did feel it would be a difficult night before the game for Arsenal, on the back of, couple of players at the top end of the pitch, experience, quality, being out. Playing a team who've just been promoted, it's never easy, the first home game. Fans being back in the stadium. And it certainly looked like that in his first 40 minutes.
Yesterday morning, Jamie, they were rehearsing this. Ethan Pinnock's not the longest throw that the Premier League has ever seen, but there's that wasn't rehearsed yesterday.
But similar to the set pieces, everyone is up, everyone's around the edge of the box to try and pen Arsenal back in. You see them all running back then, sprinting back.
I'm sure you watched, like we have done for our preparation of the Brentford pre-season games. Many of them were on television, and we hardly ever saw the long throw. And I thought they might be keeping it under wraps for this particular occasion. But
I saw it once in the Valencia game on Saturday. Saw Pinnock come up and take one.
He did.
Also got a goal from a corner in that game.
Here's Pepe. Wakonga. Xhaka. Tierney. Phil might be the architect if there is an equaliser to come before half-time. Raya comes out and makes sure it's not going to happen in this particular attack. Played in English football before with Blackburn Rovers. Problem for Pontus Jansson.
I think he'll be okay. Or again, it's Arsenal down this left. The one time they have looked dangerous, or a few times they have, it's been Kieran Tierney down that side. We mentioned the Valencia game before, Martin. That's where the Valencia goal came from in that game. Ball in behind Sergio Panos, in behind Christoph Ayer. Sergio Panos more of a midfield player at times, and Kieran Tierney certainly fancies himself when he's running at him.
I spoke to Thomas Frank about it. He blamed Ayer the more of the two. He said Canos was not innocent, but he thought it was Ayer's mistake. It is an area I mentioned earlier that Arsenal are looking to exploit, and in Tierney, prompted by Xhaka, maybe the tools to do that. Over Tony, he's penalised for a bit rough and ready. Wakonga. Off goes Smith Rowe. Ethan Pinnock sees him off. Eddie Nketiah is injured as well. Aubameyang and Lacazette are ill, and Saka is on the bench. Tony. Stopped by Norgard. Tony, little prompt from Janelt. Tony again. Onyeka. In early by Tony. Oh, what a clever ball. Again, it doesn't have to be crosses for him, it can be crosses by him.
Yeah, just evade Janelt. I felt he should have actually taken the shot on earlier on. Played Tony in. He returns the favour and he just can't quite get there. Lovely inviting ball in between centre-back and goalkeeper.
Janelt, a recent winner of the UEFA Under-21 tournament, the European Championships for that age group with Germany. Janssen seems to have recovered. White was called up a late call into Gareth Southgate's squad after the unfortunate injury to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Chambers.
Just interesting. I spoke to him before the game, Matt, and the positions he's getting the ball in now. He can play those long passes. He's a really good passer, good on the ball. But where we just saw Callum Chambers on the ball, that's where we saw Ben White last season with Brighton, where he can actually drive into midfield. I mean, a lot more central. He end up giving the ball to the fullback. A lot more difficult to step into midfield from that central position in the back four, rather than the right-sided centre back in the back three.
Last minute of the first half of the first game in Premier League for Brentford. And to concede the first goal from the opposition, but numbers back, and they still have their lead intact. Surely now to take into the dressing room with them. Ethan Pinnock, who came from Dulwich Hamlet, famous name in non-league football. Gavin Rose and Junior Caddy, great coaches there, who recognise young talents that perhaps haven't flourished elsewhere and send them on their way. And Pinnock's a great credit to those two. Half-time, Thomas Frank, who was confident in the talent of his team, believing they can since their penultimate game in that 46-47 season, which was scored by a fella called Len Townsend, whose nephew Ian provided Jamie Carragher and myself with our team sheets up here on the gantry at the Community Stadium tonight. Well, the way Brentford go about their business, there'll be no resting on any laurels here. They're geared to be positive. And only one for Tony to not just fight for, but he won and decided to knock it backwards rather than flick it into the middle, where Ryan Mbeumo has been a real ally for Ivan Toney. Might just have been on goal.
Just interesting from the goalkeeper there. He had 2 or 3 passes down to the back 3. Every time he's gone long, he's put on Ben White's head. Ben White's just swapped with Pablo Mari. Wants to defend this ball coming in. Long throw from Pinnock.
Mightily rehearsed yesterday. Try and catch the Gunners off guard. That's a miskill by Janelt. Not quite sure what he was trying to do with that. There's Tierney. Towards Martinelli, who's found it hard to get into the game. Balogun has had some European experience with Arsenal, but this is his first taste of the Premier League. Arsenal a goal down at half-time, and that's not a very encouraging piece of information for you if you're an Arsenal fan.
Well, we were just wondering at half-time, weren't we, Martin, about the situation with Saka, how fit he is, rest, how many minutes he's had, maybe even just training-wise, really. I think the longer it stays like this, he has to come into the equation. Outstanding in the summer.
There's the Brentford press again. Chambers caught in possession by Henry. And Mark Oliver's given it Arsenal's way just as a throw. Put out by Pinnock. Smith Rowe as bright as a button then. Away from Onyeka. Makonga. Xhaka using Tierney. Harden Lowe is often the way to play it from there, but too close to the goalkeeper from Kieran Tierney's point of view.
Yeah, well, 2 bright sparks in the first half for Arsenal were Emile Smith-Rowe and Kieran Tierney down this left-hand side. And again, very prominent in that attack from Arsenal.
It's only the 11th league meeting ever between the two, all in the top flight. In a period either side of the Second World War. Brentford have got a pretty good record. They've won 5 of the previous 10. 4 of the 5 played, of course, at their old ground, Griffin Park. Makonga with a nice silky turn. Taken on with some urgency by Xhaka here. Tierney trying to be the supply line for those in the middle. Xhaka again. Makonga. Now Smith Rowe. Pepe. Not only the ball earned, but the free kick earned as well by Toney.
I mentioned in the first half, it's all on set pieces, defending corners in and around that near post position. It was a great job for Brentford there. You also see, he's asked by this manager, yes, we want to press high when we can, but as a team we get forced back. We've got to come back and be part of that team block, make us really compact.
Xhaka. part of the euphoria here tonight. Obviously the long wait to get top-flight football again for Brentford Football Club, but the fact they did it through the playoffs, which they'd had so much heartache in previous editions, playoff system that was invented pretty much by a former Brentford chairman, Martin Lang. Pepe. Behind the ball for Brentford. Bakonga. Some nice elasticity in his movement, and the thought of a pass there. It wasn't quite executed properly, but Brentford aren't really curving him as they would like. Long by Janssen. Tony the target. Tierney stepping in. Lovely turn by Emile Smith-Rowe. He might go all the way here. The shot's on for him. Carried away by Raya. It was the right thing to do. He had options either side, but he was cutting through the centre.
Well, that's where he wants to play. That's where he's at his best. I'm sure he's going to slip a striker in his mate at the top end of the pitch, Balogun, but they keep backing off the defenders. I mean, what a turn. That is fantastic from Emile Smith-Rowe. You just see the defenders backing off. Just come at him at the last gasp.
And he just got the ball between his feet, really. Couldn't have a real swing at it.
Well, he's made a brilliant start to the second half. He really has. Great run down this right-hand side. I mean, what a turn that was, taking that ball on the back foot. I'd love to see it.
Tierney. Stopped by Canos. He will be tested in his defensive sector of his wing-back role. Pepe. He's trying to slide it through for Martinelli.
Well, we've seen more in the first 6 or 7 minutes than we did in the whole of the first 45 from Arsenal, looking dangerous. They're going to try and make Brentford nervous. First time in the Premier League. It's far too easy for them in that first half, and that's been too easy for them as well. Every time they've gone long to Tony up against Ben White.
It's a lovely header by Tony to get them. Burmo in and cut it back. And Yeka's in there as well. It's towards Frank the Tank. Back to Janssen, real leader. And held up the trophy that you get for winning through in the playoffs. I'm sure Brentford would have expected Arsenal to regroup during the half-time interval and come at them at the beginning of the second period, which is to an extent what's happened. Certainly had a good chance that Smith-Rowe made for himself. Mikel Arteta was trying to give his players the ball for a quick throw, but in fact it's going to be a free kick to Brentford. Tony putting himself about again, prepared to take this kind of treatment for the cause.
I mean, they've certainly had a battle from minute one. A lot of direct balls going up to Ivan Tony. They know each other from Peterborough days as well. They know each other's game really well. Both come on a lot since then, I'm sure.
No friends on the grass, though. There's Bukayo Saka. And Elneny in conversation. Pinnock. Chambers trying to take the free kick quickly. Well, that actually doesn't mean touches, it means involvement. He might have touched the ball 3 times in each involvement, but 13 times in the play. But it might just need one. A one-touch finish to get Arsenal level. He's that kind of player, Flo Balogun.
Yeah, as a striker who's always looking to get in behind, very busy, very pace as well. There's a couple of situations where Arsenal midfielders haven't used him. And Smith Rowe was right not to use him. He made that run down the side of the centre-back, but he just opened up for Smith Rowe.
Pepe read the header. Martinelli up with him, and here comes Kieran Tierney in typical fashion and gets in a very good cross, but it's over. Smith Rowe just backed away at the far post. Arsenal still a threat to Brentford's lead here. Makonga, Smith Rowe just caught. I know he's trying to cushion the ball down and go directly for goal. The ball's gone out here. And it's a Brentford throw, but Smith Rowe is calling the tune at the moment.
Well, it's him and Kieran Tierney again. Kieran Tierney just put that cross in over that far side, just gets crowded out. Smith Rowe. You see Tony again coming back, fighting for his team. The centre forward in this team finds himself in the left back position in the corner flag. And that shows what's expected of him.
Well, it is time for Bukayo Saka. Forward by Onyeka. Spun forward by Pablo Mari. And Pontus Jansson in harmony with his goalkeeper.
And the thing with Saka coming on, he's so good in so many positions, you're never quite sure where he's going to come on. Oh, seems to have an impact.
Pepe. Here's Smith Rowe. White. Now Xhaka towards Pepe. Trying to chest it down for a volley of his own, I think. Arsenal with a little bit of authority here. Pepe. There is a menace to Brentford, but he's been seen off from both sides in the end.
Yeah, that's happened a lot tonight. Even when crosses have come in, just been crowded out Arsenal, but this man coming on, one of the stars of the summer. A great reaction from the Brentford supporters as well. Yeah, here we go, standing ovation, and rightly so.
Well, it was wonderful at Tottenham, it's wonderful again tonight. And Bukayo Saka, who is a charming young footballer, and he must be touched by the response. And like Gary Neville said earlier in the evening, it does show maybe to some activists only slight improvements are being made, but that is clearly a step in the right direction. That abuse will not be tolerated. Xhaka. Martinelli's playing in the middle now. Saka on the left. Here's Tony, all action. And Mbeumo can't get there. Good covering by White. Feel we're in the teeth of the game now. Arsenal looking more dangerous with each and every attack. Lokonga without overworking the goalkeeper. And he has to make a save here, David Raya, but they'll be happy with shots from that distance all evening.
Yeah, it's a lot better from Arsenal. Maybe encourage his first 15 minutes of the second half.
That's Christopher Ayer.
The ball hasn't actually gone out yet.
Time it seems. Has a good idea of what the problem is. There's plenty to say about it. I don't think going off is an option in his mind. Celtic v Celtic.
Yeah, he actually followed through on Tierney actually and just called him on the show, whether that just affected him. It'll be really interesting down that side now. Haya, Canos, starting to look like they're having a few problems just with Kieran Tierney. Now they've got Saka to deal with as well.
Mads Sørensen is the backup centre-back. He might not be needed yet, although he's got his match shirt on. Up towards Mbeumo. Canas in quickly. Mbeumo's there again. Had a very sharp first half, both of them. They do have a lot of senior players, Brentford, because they don't have an academy. They abolished it 5 years ago. They felt it was sanitised football, and any good players they produced as teenagers were snaffled by bigger clubs. So they run what they call Brentford B, which is a diet of friendlies, but they're very competitive friendlies, and they're a good way of developing players into men's football, which I'm afraid under-23 development football does not condition young footballers for. So they've broken the mould, Jamie, in that respect.
They have. They do things differently. They are a model for a lot of clubs to look at. You can't say I'm ever too pleased when I hear about clubs scrapping a youth system. I think Huddersfield done it a few years ago as well. But it works for Brentford.
Well, they've got to change the laws. If you develop players, you can actually get some compensation for them, and that's what works against. When Brentford were in the lower divisions, anybody of any substance, as a 15-year-old, for example, could really be pilfered, I suppose the word is, by those who might be able to offer a better career path, or certainly greater wage structure. The game should revisit the system, I think. Brentford have asked a few questions of it. Smith Rowe. Ben White being pressed, but with the ability to get out of it, and a lovely touch from his England colleague Bukayo Saka. And here comes Tierney again. Positive all-action style of his. Pepe. Starting from Ben White back in his own penalty area. This chance for handball, and it deflected behind the goal.
Thought it was in.
Yeah. One or two people in my ear thinking it was a goal.
A similar actual situation really from the Brentford goal. Right foot shot, defender in front, nearly beats a goalkeeper at the near post. Just goes the other side of the post, as opposed to the Brentford goal in the first half.
Arsenal corner, 1-0 down, the Community Stadium. And that little touch at the near post could have easily have looped in the equaliser.
Well, I've said how good Martin Ivan Toney's been at that near post. But Martinelli just comes from nowhere. He doesn't see him. Just gets the wrong side of him. He's looking round at someone maybe to give him a shout or maybe point the finger at him, but he's normally so strong in that position.
Well, that's close. Had a very good first season, Martinelli, with Arsenal. Went to double figures with his goals. Very much hampered by injury over the last year or so. Tony saying, "Come and foul me," really, to Callum Chambers, who duly obliged.
Yes.
Janelt, very good play. And Burma. Here is Canos. Going at Arsenal again, shooting again. This time Leno stays upright and parries it away.
I think they need to do a lot more than that. Brentford in this second half. Give a little bit of respite to that back five, certainly. Starting to look really dangerous, Arsenal.
Yeah, Brentford's first shot on target since the goal from the player who scored the goal as well. Tony's touch. Oh, what a save by Leno. And Burma in the end wouldn't have counted. A bearded Brian.
And a long ball again. Tony wins it against Ben White again. And it just opens up. You think, go through the middle on your own. Uses Mbeumo, great strike. Just reacts well there, the Arsenal defender. I think it's Murray.
It was Janelt who's offside, and that's a good application of the interpretation of VAR. Had that gone in, and he would have been proved by VAR to be onside, and the goal would have counted. If they flag and it's stopped beforehand and the ball ends up in the back of that anyway, the goal can't be given. VAR, which can take away a fair bit, which has been recognised, I think, by the authorities. Give something back. Ooh, it was a risky challenge on Tierney. He did well to stay on his feet, and it comes out to Chambers.
That was a wild challenge in the box. Just comes across, goes flying in, and it's actually nowhere near him. Actually, another challenge comes flying in as well. But it's certainly down that side. Saka, Tierney, up against Canos and Christophe Ayer. That's where you feel Arsenal may get joy.
Pepe. Picked off by White. Keeping Brentford on the back foot here. Deep cross by Smith Rowe, but you wondered whether Kieran Tierney would be that far forward. Often he is, but he wasn't that time. They're going to take Ayer off after that injury. Getting Sorensen ready to come on. And Reece Nelson is getting ready for Arsenal. Saka. Xhaka. Saka still going. Saka break to Onyeka. Off he goes. No foul. Maybe if it was that he still had the ball, and they've still got it. Slightly overcooked pass by Janelt, who's got to chase back now. Smith Rowe. Bukayo Saka, the early cross. Away by Pinnock. Arsenal doing their best to change proceedings here without really forcing the issue. They're picking their passes, and they've done well to get Chambers round the back here. He's out. Ooh. Granit Xhaka, who certainly has got a goal or two in that left foot, couldn't control it on the half volley.
It certainly looked close. Watching it in real time, not sure how it was. It wasn't too far away. As I said, it does feel like a goal maybe coming for Arsenal. Not yet created a real big chance, of it being totally honest, but they are threatening. Just whether they can hold out. Just making a substitution now, both teams.
A Dane for a Norwegian, and an Englishman for a Brazilian. Reiss Nelson, who was given the chance to have a spell in German football to help his development. He's found it hard since he's come back to get a regular berth with Arsenal. Basically likes to play wide on the right. Canos. There's only one to aim for, but when it's Ivan Toney, 33 goals last season, plenty of them headers. It's worth tossing it in. Smith Rowe, the driving force for the Gunners. Tierney, Nelson. He was the right player. He had gone infield, and no one had got forward. Callum Chambers not quite like Kieran Tierney when it comes to overlapping. Pinnock. He's no shrinking violet. He's in tune with the fans, and they're really in tune with him and his team. Thomas Frank, only the second Dane to manage in the Premier League, the first for a much more illustrious playing career, Michael Laudrup.
He knows how important these supporters are going to be. Brentford can stay in this league and hang on, certainly, in these last 20-odd minutes.
No one hanging on, they're going and winning the ball as Arsenal are trying to hang on to possession. And Burmo's had a really effective game. He might have had a couple of goals himself in the first half.
He's unorthodox, you're not quite sure what he's going to do. Always a nightmare for defenders, that is.
He was a big player in that playoff finally, got brought down for the penalty for the first goal, set up the second.
And plenty of assists last season, they want to get more goals as his career develops, but
Pinnock has passed over, throwing detail to recently arrived Sorensen. He joins the posse in the middle. And it's turned over the line by Norgard. There was a real battle for the ball as it was hurled in, and that practice on the long throw yesterday. Thomas Frank perhaps knew what he was doing against this Arsenal team.
oh, he knows what he's doing, all right. You're playing Arsenal, get it in the box. How you describe Arsenal defending here? It's just Arsenal, weak, bullied, men against boys again. New season, same old story. Don't win the first one, let it bounce. Two Brentford players, get out the way, 2-0. And you said Pinnock's not taking the throw in because he's going in the box. And he just comes in, Norgard at the far post. Goalkeeper can't do nothing. Murray, Ben White, Callum Chambers, nowhere to be seen. 2-0 now, or maybe top of the league. They can hang on here, Brentford.
Well, not maybe, they will be. Nobody else has played.
Oh, look at that.
But that, I promise you, that was thought about and put into practice yesterday. And practice makes perfect. And for the Danish manager, the Danish international makes it 2-0. not been the best day for Arsenal before the game, with the effect of the illnesses on the lineup.
But Martin, with those players in the team, we've seen these problems last season, years gone by. Arsenal fans over the years have ridiculed Spurs, calling them Spursy for different things. I think it's about time we just start calling Arsenal. This is an Arsenal performance. That's how you describe it. And whenever you say an Arsenal performance, I think we all know what it is now.
That's what they've got to come. No European football, of course, as well. Lokonga. Smith Rowe. Got to take your chances when you're 2-0 down. It was nicely constructed. Tierney steering the shot wide.
And when I talk about an Arsenal performance, I'm not including these two. No. These two have been excellent. Emile Smith Rowe, Kieran Tierney. They really have. Don't deserve to be on the losing side.
Well, there's every picture tells a story.
Go ahead, go on, son. Yes, it's you. Oh, steady.
Nelson. Here's Saka. Kenny on the move again, doing his utmost. Michael Oliver was half a mind, I think, to play an advantage, but it was a fairly brusque challenge.
Well, there's been a few challenges like that. Brentford have been flying in. I'm not scared to throw a challenge in and around the box, at times in the box. Very aggressive. No yellow card, very lucky.
Well, I think that was another feature of the refereeing in the European Championship, that cards weren't dished out on the regular basis. Perhaps we got used to in the last couple of years in the Premier League. But that, I would have thought, would have been a yellow card under any interpretation of the law. And that's a very poor free kick from Nicola Pepe in the circumstances. That's Bidstrup. There was a substitute in the playoff final, only 20 in the week. He played for the Brentford B team in their latest friendly against the Crystal Palace side that included Christian Benteke and Nathaniel Klein and one or two others, Martin Kelly. Lokonga. Chambers. I've been dreaming of this evening, the Brentford fans, since promotion was achieved, since the fixture list was announced and this game was pulled out for special significance. Gannett. One from Henry. Two for Brentford, and Burmo happy to get the corner.
You mentioned, Martin, about when this game came out. Great fixture, but let's be honest, when we all seen this fixture come out, we all felt the same thing. Arsenal could have a huge problem here. The atmosphere, the energy of this team, and it's proven to be the case after 80 minutes.
No fuel in the tank for Frank anymore. Onyeka been very much part of it on his Brentford competitive debut here. to Bidstrup with what? Just over 10 minutes to go.
I mean, look at that. Brentford again from that corner. It'll be interesting going forward, and maybe why Arsenal haven't done it. Put someone up, caused them a problem.
Oh! Goodness me, that close to being 3-0. And it was Norgard again.
Great delivery, right on the money. Sergio Canos. Arms out wide from the goalkeeper. I'll just catch you.
When you get a touch there, you're really thinking you've scored. It stays at 2. Arsenal still in with a sniff, but they need something spectacular. Xhaka. Chambers. Here's Nelson. Chambers trying to put it in, but that's the kind of commitment they expect here from their players. Nuno Tavares from Benfica, who's going to come on and play at right back for Callum Chambers. Tierney staying on the left. Saka. Tierney's cross. By Pontus Jansson, almost disdainfully. Cheer them home, these Brentford fans. Scored a goal in one of the pre-season games at Ibrox against Steven Gerrard's Rangers. Up towards Tony. Gets contact, and again. Loses out this time. Norwich against Liverpool, Saturday night football. And Newcastle against West Ham, part of a double-header on Sunday, which concludes with the events at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against the champions Manchester City. Arsenal is there again. Beaten by Xhaka. Nelson. Now Tavares. That left-footedness in the right-back position. Fancy putting a cross in. Well, another look at the second Brentford goal from the long throw, Carrot.
Yeah, they just don't deal with it again, Arsenal.
They're queuing up to knock it in.
He's running. He's got the jump on Kieran Tierney. He's got that momentum to run forward. There's almost 2 players you feel could put it in the back post. And maybe there's a little bit of tension in that second half as Arsenal was starting to look a little dangerous. Not really creating nothing, but just look at those scenes. I mean, see them up and down the country in the Premier League this weekend. Fantastic scenes. That celebration with your mates.
Well, they've seen enough.
Oh, they have seen enough. The problem is they've seen it too often. They'll not be happy. There will be a lot of negativity around Arsenal on the back of this game now. My mate Ty will not be happy at all.
Here's Saka, maybe changing his mood. Brentford coach, Bidstrup. By Norgard. Tierney in towards Nelson. And just go for a corner. He's given it everything, as always. Swinging corner. Towards Tavares. But not very far by Mbeumo. Switched back nicely by Tierney. One back by Saka. Wants to tee up somebody here. Conga. Granit Xhaka. It's not far away, but nearly is not good enough for Arsenal. And the man who's got the captain's armband back tonight. Well, appreciation from you, Jamie, for Brian Mbeumo.
The front two have been excellent. He's been one half of that. Really caused problems. As I said, really unorthodox. And that man alongside, I think he's been excellent. It really has. A lot of talk of him coming into this game. Tony, about the goals he's got. Hasn't got on the score sheet just yet. But the job he's done for the team, defensively on set pieces, help him back. He just blocked across then.
Oh, Thomas Frank not falling into the trap of resting on the lead. He's put another attacker on in Finland's Marcus Forss.
Yeah, he has. But I mentioned the other half of that strike force. Tony just won another header. As I said, I think he's been outstanding. He really has. Won everything area that's come up to him. Some of his passes into Mbeumo to cause problems. How well he's done defensively for the team on set pieces. He may be disappointed if he hasn't got his goal, but he's played a huge part in this game.
Smith Rowe. Tierney in early. Pepe! And what a good save that was from David Raya to protect his clean sheet. Going into the last 5 minutes here.
Well, a brilliant football all round. Again, Emile Smith Rowe and Kieran Tierney heavily involved for Arsenal. Those two players don't deserve to be on the losing team. It's a great strike. Pepe and great goalkeeping.
Dinked in by Smith Rowe towards Pablo Mari. Can't control the header. Hadn't had a lot to do, but what he has done, he's done very well.
Yeah, he really has. Kieran Tierney again, as I said, just great football all round. Takes it early, as you should do. He's going one way, goes the other, a full stretch. The goalkeeper, David Raya, hasn't had too much to do. That's certainly the best save he's made tonight.
3 minutes plus stoppage time away from 3 points for the Premier League new boys. The 50th different club to take part since the league was restructured. And this the 30th season since the league was restructured. No room for Saka. Henry. Here's Force. And Tony, all Tierney could do was play safe. He uses up more time. There was a sign last season, of course. Thomas Frank's Brentford knocked out 4 Premier League teams in the run to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. They lost 2-0 at Tottenham. It was only played over the one leg, and they were at Tottenham. The VAR decision or two went against them that evening. So it was an indication of the potential here in West London. And here comes the long throw again.
And hey Jude.
Might be Hey Jude in Liverpool, but it's Brentford here. Man of the match, Jamie.
I'm going to give it to Tony up front. I think he's been excellent. And people may think when you give it to him, he must have scored a goal. But I think, if I'm being totally honest, he's completely dominated Ben White at centre-back. He's really come out strong in that battle. Must have won 70-80% of the aerial duels they've had. I think 2 or 3 times he played lovely balls, one in the first half. To Mbeumo to go through as well. Some really clever passing. But also what he's done for the team defensively. I've seen him in the left-back position, blocking across. A minute or 2 ago, I saw him in the right-back position, blocking across as well. What he's done at that near post, clearing corners that have come in, I think he's been excellent. He really has. I think he's shown in this performance he's certainly more than a goal scorer.
Lokonga. Well, hearing them will be as many as 5 added minutes, so it's not done and dusted by the home team yet. Xhaka. Lokonga. Well, a hint of desperation. We can't blame him. He's trying to find a late spark here to maybe ignite a recovery into the first minute of the 5. Fair enough. All those things tonight.
But there's no doubt there will be real negativity on the back of this result and performance from Arsenal. It feels like it's been around the club for a long time. It's only the first game. Another header there by Tony, but it's only the first game from Arsenal. It is a young team, there's no doubt. And as we saw last season on those last 24 games, I'm sure they will improve on this, but it is a difficult start for them.
And the health issues that have affected the club, of course, came at just the wrong time. Smith Rowe. Tavares, Smith Rowe. Lokonga, Xhaka. All played in front of Brentford, but Tierney gets in behind over Smith Rowe. Nelson's shot is blocked. He's still going, Reece Nelson. Hit back by Smith Rowe, trying to make a lot of very little, really. Arsenal been on their knees in the end. They've had spells in the game where you thought, particularly Jamie quite rightly identified Tierney and Smith Rowe as players who have contributed a lot to the evening's entertainment, but their team structure weakened for Mikel Arteta. He has got that to fall back on. He probably needed Aubameyang and Lacazette. Aubameyang hasn't been in great form pre-season. Lacazette actually scored the first Premier League goal in 2 different seasons, which was we were wondering whether he might score the first one tonight to make it 3, an extraordinary hat-trick, but not available. And that honour went to Sergi Canos. And Brentford never looked back. Arnold. Of course. Arnold, Tony. Got Bidstrup up with him. Tony might be thinking, like all good strikers, of there's only a couple of minutes to go, I want a goal. Carried a long way by Bukayo Saka. Put all around him. Down he goes, Mike Oliver, who actually gave more Premier League penalties last season than any other referee.
And this may fall into that category of last season. It's a penalty. No, I think it looks like he maybe just picks a bit of fresh air, really.
Words that we're going to hear,
he just
I think, quite regularly in our ears. Check complete.
Yes. I think it's for the better. I think we'd all agree on that.
Yeah.
We're talking about the actual offside, giving us more goals back. We may actually get less goals because there's less penalties.
It's a responsibility on us not to say, well, that should be a penalty, because this, if we want the game to flow and if we want a little bit of the game back as it was, and I have to say the PGMOL who govern all this have recognised that. And we should, because it's early days, but I think most football fans will appreciate that. Tierney, most Arsenal fans will think, where are we going to get a striker from?
And a midfield and a back 4.
You said it. Here's Reece Nelson. Tavares.
There's my man again at the left-back position. I think that just sums Brentford up tonight. This route's going to go off. in about 30 seconds' time.
He won't be very happy.
Part of it. He won't be part of it. No. He could do with his passion on the pitch. Never mind his goals.
We do have a lot of young viewers. That is Ian Wright, by the way. Arsenal's all-time leading goal scorer.
Ian Wright.
Ian Wright. Nearly there, Thomas Frank. Brentford have a fairy tale start for the Premier League newcomers. Thoroughly deserved by Thomas Frank and his team. Brentford are buzzing in West London. But after finishing last season with 5 straight wins, Arsenal beaten here in this smart stadium by a smart team. Sergi Canos got the first goal for Brentford in the Premier League, in the first goal of the season. Christian Norgard knocked in the second with a close-range header, and there was no way back for Arsenal after that. 74 years ago, this fixture was the end of that previous time at the top for Brentford. Now it is such an exciting start. It has finished. Brentford 2, Arsenal